as I was saying before, I was so rudely embarrassed by Winky knocking Ike Quartey down. It seems like Ike is becoming more of a little bully now. It looks like he's starting to move forward with a lot more confidence, almost to some degree kind of intimidating with it. Winky now.
Don't worry about the slip. Don't worry about the slip. When you come down, put your hands up. Wow. Move. Keep the movement. The right up. The right up.
Right here, you can see just as we're coming in, Winky lands a punch right there. And mainly a case of balance, and you see the legs all getting crossed up once again. Nope, I don't even see.
I'm not sure the left glove touched the canvas after all. Let's look at the left glove here.
I see him going down. I don't think that he touched the floor with his left hand. No.
He did not. He touched his shoe. He touched his shoe. He never got it to the canvas. That should not have been a knockdown. It was a terrible error. So now, Quartey finds himself more behind the 8 ball as the result of the totally erroneous knockdown ruling by referee Frank Santori.
Does anybody here favor instant replay in a situation like that?
I do not understand why we do not use video electronics to improve the management of fights. Every other sport that has electronics uses it.
Agreed.
Would have been easy enough for a referee or an official to look at that replay between rounds and take away the knockdown. Probably not a material issue in the outcome of the fight, however, as Winky Wright has been winning, apparently by a landslide so far.
And if you notice, Winky still has better balance. When they get in close and it changes often, Ike gets square, he loses his balance, and that's what's attributed to him losing his balance a lot. Right now, he's perfectly square. Winky keeps better balance when they're in the close in exchanges.
Good right hand inside by Quartey. Just trying to bust through Wright's guard with that straight right hand. Unlike almost every other southpaw in the sport, I can seldom remember seeing Winky Wright rocked by a straight right hand lead down the middle.
No, Winky is very, very good because one of the best defensive fighters in boxing. And also, he has a good chin also, in addition to when he does get hit, even with the power punches that Jermaine Taylor caught him with, when he did nail him between the girls, Winky took those punches and came right back. We often find a fighter with a good defense, and we forgot to give him credit for his ability to take a punch because he so seldom gets hit.
Right hand by Quartey. But those are few and far between now as the pace of the fight slows a little bit in round 8. And that, too, at this moment operates in Winky Wright's favor. Wright able to throw jabs and hooks with that right hand while backing up.
Winky's work rate is just too much right now. And as Larry said earlier, also his physical size
has been too much of a work rate all night long.
And Quartey's bad balance once he gets close sometimes.
All right. Take it easy. Take your time. Take your time. At this point, you've gone far. Now you power punches. Power punches throughout. Power punches. Pushing back, okay?
You ain't got to knock him out. You're beating him half to death. You dropped him twice. Don't worry about it. Pop, pop, pop. Breathe. Couple deep ones. That's it. That's it. All right, champ, let's go.
I wonder if that remark by Dan Birmingham suggests that Winky wants to knock out Quartey in this fight.
It suggests that Dan Birmingham thinks he might want to. That's for sure. CompuBox numbers through 8. Average per round. Wright 23 out of 88. Quartey 14 out of 57. Wright averaging 42 jabs thrown per round. That's a lot. Occupying Quartey with that right hand. Limiting Quartey's chance to use his left hand, which is his big weapon.
Well, he's definitely neutralized Quartey's strong punch, which is the left jab. You saw right there, Winky shot a right jab over Quartey's strong left hand, and that's pretty much taking his best weapon away from him. So for the most part, all he's got to do is watch out for Quartey's right hand, which is really not his power punch anyway.
Jermaine Taylor almost completely dispensed with the jab against Winky Wright. It gets frustrating after a while to try to land it.
Yeah, Winky's very, very good. He picks off your left jab and then counters you with his same glove that he picks your punch off with. Then he hits you with a right jab over top of that also. Very experienced in fighting right-handed fighters.
One thing Taylor was able to do, since he's bigger and stronger than Wright, was simply to barge through the guard from time to time and make contact on Wright's face, particularly with his right hand. But Quartey, not as big, not as strong, not able to do the same thing.
That's exactly what happened. And right now, Quartey just can't do it. And Quartey doesn't have that type of a punching power. He's good for a welterweight puncher, but not a big puncher up at the middleweight level, either the super middleweight.
Good left hand by Winky Wright. Stunned Quartey momentarily. Ike going back to throwing that tight, economical left hook. Wright throwing the jab out there over and over and over. Quartey attempting the straight right hand. Ike doesn't even seem to hold his right glove in the same way that he does the left glove.
No, just right now he's very, very frustrated. Winky is just taking him to school, but in every way. Conditioning, busier, better place punches.
Come on, we get you right in the fight. Wait, we get you right in the fight, buddy.
One of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world, trying to reaffirm his status in that regard. Winky Wright.
Watch the elbow, Winky, on your elbow.
Scoring, as has been the case throughout his career, against Ike Quartey. Wright's chin is good enough, and his defensive skill is so impressive that it's fascinating, Emmanuel, that in his loss to Julio Vasquez 10 years ago, he was knocked down 5 times.
Yeah,
how did somebody knock Winky Wright down 5 times?
That's a long time ago. You know, different particular nights, situations, different things happen.
Well, he was 22 or 23 when that happened down South America. And then he lost a fight in Africa.
Rub his leg.
To a terrific fighter named Harry Simon,
who was unbeaten.
But you never know what kind of conditions and things that existed at that particular time.
Don't allow him to push you. Don't allow him to push you. He's pushing you. He's pushing you. You got to step up. Step up. And then give me one big right hand. Give me one big punch. Give me one big one.
Breathe. Make him pay for that little sucker punch bullshit. Step back and punch. Step back and punch.
Round 10 begins. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
8 rounds to 1, 89-80, Ronald Winky Wright. You got to give him an extra point for the knockdowns in round 2 and round 7. Other than that, Winky Wright is dominating this fight. Somehow or another, Winky comes out and he's always in a rhythm. You know, I mean, he's always on his game. On the other hand, Ike Quartey just can't seem to get into this fight. He can't seem to establish any sort of rhythm. It's hard to punch when you got a right jab in your face all night, and that's what Winky Wright does to you. 8 rounds to 1, Winky Wright.
And we talked about Wright's continuing evolution as an offensive fighter. He's thrown 404 power punches in this fight. That's the highest output of power punches ever for Winky Wright. He's got 2 more rounds to go.
And, you know, he's showing amazing conditioning, too, because even though he threw so many punches the first 3 rounds, I saw him get a little winded. He seemed to have just caught a second wind and went straight on through. And that's the mark of a good fighter. you're always going to get tired in fights, even when you're in shape. It's the guy who can fight while he's tired is who goes on to be champions. All champions can fight while they're exhausted. Ali was known for that. A lot of his greatest victories came when he was exhausted and the other guy was exhausted, but he could continue to fight and think good, and that's why he won a lot of his fights with late knockouts.
Emmanuel, Dan Birmingham asks his fighters to train and particularly to spar in the morning. He believes that they are mentally fresher and physically sharper in the morning, and they'll do better work if they do it at 9 or 10 a.m. rather than later in the afternoon. Your thoughts?
Well, that depends on everybody's preference. I don't believe in it that much. I really like the guys to take the running in the morning, come back to take a little rest, eat a light breakfast, and then to train early in the afternoon. And it breaks up the day a lot better, too. And then maybe go to a movie or something in the evening. Because you have the whole day left almost with nothing to do when you do that, and I think that's not good. Some guys like to train actually at the same time that they're going to fight at night to make sure that their mind and their body is physically alert at that particular hour.
Joe Calzaghe wound up training at 2 o'clock in the morning to prepare for his fight earlier this year against Jeff Lacey. In case you just joined us for the second half of the card tonight, Jeff Lacey, in his first fight since the loss to Calzaghe earlier this year, got an extremely hard-fought, close decision against Vitaly Sitko of Ukraine in the first fight on this card. It was not a particularly encouraging performance for fans of Lacey who want to see him come back from the big loss to Calzaghe.
Yeah, speaking of training times, when I was training Oliver McCall to fight Lennox Lewis in England, we actually trained at 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's rough because we knew we were going to be fighting at that time related to the broadcast back here to America.
It was about 2:27 a.m., I think, when Oliver McCall landed the big right hand that knocked Lewis out.
Yeah, it can make a big difference when you're fighting that late. At 9 or 10 o'clock is okay, but when you're fighting at 2 o'clock, that's a big difference.
You do it. Just be careful.
Relax.
Listen.
Two more.
Keep bouncing, punch, bounce away, just like you did this round. He can't touch you. You're giving him too much distance. All right? You got the reach. You got everything on this guy. Don't make it hard. All right? Fuck this guy.
Quick.
Bounce away, just like you did that round there.
1, 2, quick.
Come on.
You're getting in too close to the guy. You just must bounce, or he's bouncing off you. You're standing him too close. Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Don't run after him. You hurt yourself. When he gets to the rope, you punch first. You punch first. You punch first.
We've seen a lot of great old pros in this